Welcome back here to Simba Union Cricket Club. Day 4 of the Last Man Stands World Cup. Game 2 here. South Africa taking on Kenya. Should be an El Clasico should I say. South Africa are a formidable team. Kenya looking to get their World Cup campaign off to a win. They have played 2 tough games before, and it's going to be no easy feature against the South Africans. Opening the batting, Gerald Pike and John J. Johnson. Opening the bowling for Kenya, Martin Okoth. So we're underway. Playing a miss there from Gerald Pike. Gentle away swing there from Martin Okoth. Down the ground, too long off. John J. Johnson's quick, he'll get back for 2. Very good running there from the South Africans. Two umpires officiating, Dollar and Maggie. Both had a great tournament so far. South Africans will be looking to keep their unbeaten record going. They have a massive game tomorrow against Australia. That should be an absolute cracker. So the Kenyan fielders now with the power play, 4 fielders on the offside, just 2 on the on. So a bit of a delay here. Gerald Pike opting for the cap. Nice looking shot out to cover the fence. Will be cut off, just a single. Ooh, very good bowling that's from Martin. So first over complete. So tidy first over there for the Kenyans. Just 3 runs off it. So Hiram Ajay Ranji bowling the second over. Nice little dab down to third man by Gerald Pike. They run the first one hard, they'll get back for 2. Very good running from the South Africans. It's gone massive. Then it's disappeared out the ground, over the side screen and into the forest. What a shot there by Gerald Pike. Picked it up early. That's a massive 6. Ominous looking form here for the Kenyans with Gerald Pike in this sort of form. We all know he's a destructive hitter. So, ladies and gentlemen, we could be in for a batting masterclass here. Good cricket. I'll run down to third man. The single. Keep the scoreboard ticking along. Keep rotating the strike. So 1 ball to go in this over. Played down the ground to long on. So 15 for nought after 2. Nice shot there by Jandre to the cover fence, just a single. It's good bowling this from Martin Okoth. Not bowling in Gerald Pike's area. We know if it's up, it's over. Nice shot there by Jandre. There's a man out there, he'll cut it off. A bit of a fumble, so they'll get back for 2. It's really good from the South Africans. They do the basics so well. Great shot there by Jandre. His first boundary of the innings. So apologies for the delay, just waiting for the ball to come back from the bushy area to the right of the ground. Nice looking shot there by Jandre out to the point fence, just a single. So 24 for nought after 3. cut away. There's a man on the cover fence. It'll just be a single. So Andre Johnson looking in some good form today. Needs some time at the wickets. Got a funny feeling this is going to disappear. How wrong was I? Well bowled. Good cricket. That's good bowling, that's from Ranji. Just another single. So 28 for naught after 4. It's the end of the power play overs. Gerald Park 17 off 11, Andre Johnson 11 off 9. So weather conditions currently slightly overcast, slight breeze running over the ground, not too hot, around 22 degrees Celsius. Perfect weather conditions for this World Cup here in Nairobi. We're heading towards the business end of the tournament. Final group games today and tomorrow, with finals day on Saturday. 10 teams taking part, 2 groups of 5. Top 2 from each group qualify for the semi-finals. Well bowled there by Varaya, left arm spinner, former Kenyan captain. So Andre Johnson on strike. Tossed up, it's down the ground. There is a man out there. Oh, he's fumbled it a few times and he's dropped it. A regulation catch there for the man at long off. Andre Johnson not timing it very well. So he gets a life. Oh, it's good bowling this from Varaya. A little bit of turn there going past the outside edge. Just push through. Nicely played there by Andre Johnson. The man on the cover fence will get in quickly. Just a single. So 30 for naught after 5. It's been a good start here from the Kenyans. Haven't let this powerful batting unit from South Africa get away yet. Run rates of 6. We know this South African team do bat deep. They have all departments covered. So a quick chat by the Brains Trust here, the Kenyan team. Looks like a changer bowler. Jayman Patel. So Andre Johnson on strike. gone to fine leg. Get back for 2. So news from Gymkhana, Bangladesh are taking on the rest of the world. Bangladesh posting a massive 230 for just 1 wicket in their 20. Rest of the world currently 27 for 1 after 7.4, so a bit of trouble there. It's a massive game in Pool A. It's going to come down to the wire who finishes in second spot there. Nice shot there by Gerald Pike, down the ground, too long off, just be a single. It's good running this. So Andre Johnson getting the dive out. Good running there. So 6 overs complete, 36 for naught. South Africans going along okay, yeah. So Herani Varaya to continue. Great first over, just 2 runs off it. Massive shot there, Gerald Pike smashing it over the bowler's head. A few bounces into the side screen. This is the over, I reckon Gerald Pike's going to go big yet. He's had a few sighters, he's been there 6 overs. Powerful strike of the ball. Swept it down to fine leg. It's going to trickle. It's just going to stop a centimetre short of the boundary. They'll get back for 3. Nice shot there by Jandre. See deep extra cover. The man will get around. They'll get back for 2. It's good cricket from South Africa. That's well bowled by Varaya. Great flight there, getting it above the batsman's eye line. So the last ball of the over yet. Gerald Pike having a look around. I just pushed out to cover. It'll just be a single. You'll keep the strike. 47 for naught after 7. So Jayman Patel, the ball is second over here. Just dropped in down the leg side for a wide. Another wide, so 3 runs to the batters. Gerald Park 31 off 18 already. I think he's going to put on his foot on the gas here. That's good bowling. Not able to do much of that. Good running there from the 2 batters. Great bowling is from Jayman Patel. Not letting Gerald Park free his arms. He's got long levers, a big reach. So 2 balls to go here. Chandra Johnson's going to be looking for the boundary. Either way, there's a man at third man, you'll cut it off. So it's been a tidy over this here for Kenya. Massive shot there, as expected. Gerald Park has dispatched it over cow corner for a massive maximum. Unbelievable scenes here at the Simba Union. Sign of things to come here for the South Africans. I think the chat has been, let's put our foot on the gas here. So the score moves to 61 for naught after 8. Gerald Park 40 of 21. Chandra Johnson going at a runner ball 20 of 20. Change in the bowling attack. Dominic Vasonga. Cut away, backward point for a single. Full toss down the leg, going to be wide. Bowler got away with that. Not sure you want to be bowling leg side full tosses to Gerald Park at this stage. Smash down the ground. There is a man at long on. He'll cut it off. Just a single. Leg by. Good batting this from Dominic Basonga. So 9 overs complete. The score is 65 for naught. Gerald Park 42 of 25. Chandra Johnson 22 of 22. 1 over away from the change of ends. So Jay Patel to continue, right arm medium. Gerald Park on strike. Down the wicket, slapped away into the gap, a few bounces into the bank. Another boundary there for Gerald Park. Great shot that. So short, helped on its way. There's no one at fine leg, so that's 4 more. Gerald Park moves to 46. I think the umpire needs to correct the scorecard. He attributed one of those boundaries to Chandra Johnson. Gerald Park will retire on 50. So the new man in, JG Orenhoff, usually opens the batting, comes in at 3 today, quality player. Chandra Johnson wanting the single, JG Orenhoff saying no. pushed into extra cover into the gap. So JD Arnold off the mark with 2. Nice shot down the ground. No one there at long on. 2 wide. A run away for 4. Nice shot there by JD Arnold. He opens his boundary account. So 10 overs complete. The score is 79 for 0. Fielders will switch ends. Be bowling the next 10 overs from the highway end. So there's going to be a change in the commentary box for the next 10 overs. The next voice you're going to hear is that of the one and only Rob Stevenson.
Thank you, Roscoe Kaywood. True legend of LMS cricket, Ross Kaywood. Shame to not be seeing him playing in this South Africa team. He could be quite deserving of a spot with pushing 400 LMS and wickets now, I'll be saying. Anyway, he's not playing out there today. We're watching South Africa versus Kenya. Even Stevens after the first 10. Probably prefer being in South Africa's position at this stage. 8 wickets still in hand. 79 on the board, and Gerald Pike in the sheds after a terrific 50 off 27 balls. Mahendra Johnson, also known as JJ, unbeaten on 24. From the Kenya bowlers, tight opening spell from Martin Okoth, 2 overs, none for 12. Currently we're looking at Dominic Wasonga, and he's 6 runs off his first 7 deliveries. Kiran Vora, the captain, the spin bowling option, just bowled 2 overs so far, so still 2 more. Great ramp shot there, that doesn't quite get hold of it. JJ trying to be a bit innovative, doesn't quite come off, moves on to 25 off 25 balls. Must-win game here for the Kenyans after being destroyed by Australia in their first game. Bit of an induction of fire into the LMS T20 format. They played last man stands cricket before, but only up at the Rhino Cup at Old Pedgeter, the charity rhino conservation event that they play in every June up at Old Pedgeter on the Conservancy there. Great cut shot there out to the deep, but it's just going to be 1 to Jamin Patel. But that format of the Herani Cup is only 10 overs a side, so the adjustment to the 2020 format was brutal for them. They were dispatched by the Australians on Tuesday. Left them a lot of work to do in this pool. They started recovery well yesterday with a comprehensive beating of Singapore to take out maximum points in that game. But this is the crucial match for them. And Gerald Pike, with his 2 sixes and 3 fours in a 27 ball 50, has really put South Africa in the driving seat here. Still balanced the game, just 7.55 the run rate, but South Africa with a lot of batting to come and wickets in hand, looking in a strong position. Okoth returns to the attack, starts his 3rd over with a wide down the offside, which is something that the Kenyans certainly don't need. Don't need to be giving away freebies to these South Africans. South Africa, one of the favourites for this tournament title, along with Bangladesh. Okoth in for 2nd delivery. Cut out into the gap, beautiful shot there. Through points, cover can't get round to it. JG Adendorf moves on to 12 runs from 7 deliveries with that boundary. Pressure on Akoff now. Wide and a 4 to start his third over. Kenya really need a wicket from him. Comes charging in. Better ball from Akoff, just a single there. Adendorf moves on to 13 runs. Tense game at the moment. The Kenyans knowing how important this is for their chances in the pool. They're up against the UAE tomorrow and they'll fancy their chances in that game, but this is the big one. Having lost heavily to Australia, they really need to get something out of this game. Nothing less than a win will do here if they're going to have any chance of reaching the semi-finals. .90 for none after 11.3 overs. Let's just watch Akoff's delivery here and then have a look at the Bangladesh rest of world game. Well hit, out to cover, beautiful batting. Long off, can't get round there. There had been an adjustment in the field with the cover fielder coming round more to point to cut off the previous boundary, but Adendorf was up to it. Instead just pierced the gap where the fielder had been moved from. Excellent over here and pressure on Akoff. 10-11 runs off this over so far. Last delivery coming up, he really needs this to be a dot or a 1. Adendorf facing straight down the ground. The captain here in Vora is going to come round. Slight misfield. Back in for 2. So good over there for the South Africans, moving on to 96 for none after 12 overs, setting themselves up for a grandstand finish. Wickets in hand, Ratari in the shed. 40 balls to go. What can South Africa get to? They'll certainly be hoping for around 175 to 180 from here, and they'll be backing themselves to do that. Going at 2 runs a ball. Pressure on the Kenyans now. The captain, Hiren Varaya, capped around 90 times for the Kenya national side. Very experienced cricketer, comes in and has a word to AJ Herani. Because of 2 overs, none for 16 now for Herani. Be up against Juandre Johnson, JJ. Sense this could be a big over here for Kenya to get back into it. JJ has gone out towards the covers. Fielder can't quite get there here, and Varara slightly misjudged that. Ball dropped a bit short. Just misjudged that a little bit here, and Varara slowed his run in and then it fell short of him. Adendorf, 19 off 10 balls. Fantastic innings so far. Careful there. Varaya coming in as fast as he can. They'll get 2 runs though. Adendorf moves on to 21 off 11 deliveries. South Africa 99 for none after 12.2 overs. AJ Herani in his 3rd over. One of the quicker Kenya bowlers. That's gone down to 3rd man. Jamin Patel, his teammate, tries the field, but again they're back for a quick 2. So good over developing here for the South Africans. Herani for the 4th ball of his 3rd over. That's gone out to the covers. Hiren Varaya in quickly there. Restricts it to a single. It's the last ball of the 3rd over. $102 for none after 12.4 overs. AJ Herani to finish his 3rd over. Outside off stump. Another freebie that Kenya cannot afford to be giving to the South Africans. Try again, last ball of the 3rd over. AJ Herani on the money. That's gone out to long off. His quick fielder out there, Dominic Wasonga, picks it up cleanly, so that'll just be a single to end the over. So tidy over there from Herani apart from the wide. 3 overs, none for 24. There's 7 overs for Kenya to fill. Martin Akoff, the other opener, has 1 over. Herani himself has 1 over. Jamin Patel an over. Dominic Wasonga 2 overs. And the spinner and captain Hiran Varaya 2 overs. And we're going to be seeing Dominic Wasonga coming back into the attack now. 104 for none after 13 overs. So while we're waiting for this over to start, let's just watch the first ball. Then check on the Bangladesh versus rest of world situation in the other pool. A crucial game happening currently in the other pool, particularly for rest of world. Straight down the ground, that could be 4. Across the fielder, slow to get onto it, but he's managed to come around very quickly. Excellent running, picks it up. Good throw in. Well fielded there by Martin Akoff in the deep. So in the other match, Bangladesh posted a massive 230 off their 20 overs for just 1 wicket. Retirements for 4 batsmen in that total. Just watch this, down a long off. Just a single, safe hands from AJ Herani. The rest of the world in bat now really struggling, 78 for 5 after 15.4 overs, so going down very heavily to the talented Bangladeshi side. So the rest of the world will be only picking up 2 points from that game. Just watch Wasonga's ball. That's gone out to long off. AJ Herani coming round quickly. Is he going to be able to pick it up and get it in, stop the 2? No, they'll be able to come back for 2. Good running there. That means that the rest of the world will be only picking up 2 points from this game, not the 2 extra bonus points, which means that they'll move on to 20 points in the standings. England earlier picked up maximum points in their win over the Kenya under-23 side. So the rest of the world will be 4 points behind them going into their massive clash tomorrow. With the net run rate swing, that could mean that a narrow loss for England could still see them through. Oh, that's shorter and it's gone high in the air, but Akoff, seeing it, comes round and takes it safely. Excellent hands in the deep there by Martin Akoff. Bowler Wasonga, an old teammate of Akoff's for many years, know each other very well. Put the ball in a bit shorter, invited JJ into the pull. He knew he wanted to hit a maximum to get going towards that 50 retirement. Didn't quite get hold of it. Departs for 32, included a boundary. That brings to the crease Ihan Grobler to join JG Adendorf. Adendorf going well, 27 off 15 balls so far, including 3 boundaries. 120 for 1 after 14 overs. So the current run rate 7.9. So captain Hiran Varaya bringing himself back into the attack. Maybe sensing an opportunity here after that wicket to try and tie things up a bit. It's been the most economical of any of the Kenya bowlers so far. 2 overs, just 13 runs for them. Fade out to the deep there. Has he picked the gap? Nope. Third man comes round to the point area, gets it back in for 2. Reminder that this match is being played at the Simba Union Club, also known as the Sikh Union Club, over the road from Nairobi Gymkhana, the National Stadium, just the hub for this tournament. Second delivery of Hiran Varaya's third over. Carefully played out to long off. Hiran Varaya picks it up. They're going to come back for the second. Excellent running again. Make it back easily. It goes through the captain, but backed up there. Varaya now 2.2 overs, none for 17. The former Kenya captain, the current Kenya LMS captain. Played almost 90 games for Kenya here in Varara, vast amount of experience. Comes in, flattish ball, but this good slog sweep. Has he found the gap? He has, through square leg. He was in position early there, Adendorf, and this is turning into an excellent innings as he moves the score onwards to 35 off 18 for himself and 118 for South Africa. Adendorf looking really good here. Only another 15 runs before his retirement. It's looking like he wants to get there quickly. Good urgency in his game. A lot of twos being run. Over in the rest of the world Bangladesh game, the rest of the world have lost another 2 wickets now. So they've got the last man standing, Malcolm Faddy, still requiring 146 runs to beat Bangladesh. So Bangladesh on track to pick up a big win there. Just a single there. Martin, of course, well in and long on. They're in Varara now, 2.4 overs, none for 22. Can he get a wicket with the last ball of his 3rd over? Comes round the wicket, flights it up. Well played there by Ihan Gobler. Gets off the mark with a single. So now we have 5 overs left in this South African innings. Each one of the Kenyan bowlers has an over left. All balanced at the moment, 3 overs apiece. Tightest bowler by far, Dominic Wasonga, just 1 for 14 from his 3 overs. But AJ Herani is the man back on to bowl. He's gone for 24 runs from his 3 overs. Current run rate, bang on 8. 120 for 1 after 15 overs. Here in Varara, moving the field around for AJ Herani, so we've got a wide 3rd man on the 45, a deep cover point fielder. Just watch this delivery straight through, and that's a big appeal. And he's nodded. The batsman's effectively walked, but he did wait for the nod. Lovely delivery there from AJ Herani. Well taken by the keeper, Shubham Jadhav. Safe gloves there. 2nd wicket down for South Africa, 120 for 2. Good introduction back into the attack of AJ Herani. Been good in his 3rd over and now the 4th. In the rest of the field we have Iran Varara himself out at long on, then long off Iran Varara, long on Martin Okoth, a deep mid wicket and a deep backward square leg, wide 3rd man and deep cover point. Good urgency being shown from the Kenya team. They know how important this match is to them. 120 for 2 after 15.1 overs, 24 deliveries remaining. Can Kenya keep South Africa to a score around 150, which they'll back themselves to chase? 4 deliveries left of AJ Herani's spell. The new batsman is the captain, Daniel Poulton, coming in at number 5. Joining the very impressive JG Adendorf, who's now 36 off 19 balls. Poulton straight off the mark out to cover. Adendorf back on strike. He's hit 4 boundaries already, 36 off 19 balls. It's been a terrific innings from him. AJ Herani comes in. Adendorf down the wicket. Good ball from Herani. Been really impressive this over so far. 3 balls in it have been caught behind, a 1 and a dot ball. Just the kind of over that Kenya desperately needed to get a bit of control back. Lovely shot there. Has that gone into the gap? The 3rd man coming round, will he reach it? He does. Just stopped in the deep there. Saves what looked like it could have been a 4, but they'll only get 2. Adendorf, 38 off 21 deliveries. The final ball here of AJ Herani's spell. He's got 1 wicket this over. Can he get a second? The crucial wicket of JG Adendorf plays it into leg side. The fielder comes in. Saad Patel quickly picks it up. Just a single there. So 4 overs, 1 for 28. A good spell from AJ Herani. South Africa 124 for 2 after 16 overs. An excellent over there for Kenya. Wicket and 4 runs off it. Just what they needed to get a bit more control back over this game, but with 20 deliveries left, South Africa are on 124 for 2. Hiran Viraya is going to bowl himself here, the spin bowler, to bowl the 4th last over, which will leave 3 seam bowlers to bowl the final 3. Reminder that Akoth, Jamin Patel and Dominic Wasonga each have an over left apiece. This will be a crucial over here, the spinner. 80 caps, well, more than 80 caps, almost 90 caps for Kenya here in Viraya. Former Kenya international captain, he's only 40, so he's still the top of his game. Comes in, left arm around the wicket. Flatter ball that time. He'll go out to the long off fielder, AJ Herani, who comes in, keeps it just to 1. Brings to the strike Dan Poulton for South Africa. Only faced 1 ball so far. Viraya, left arm round the wicket. Tosses that one a bit more, a bit slower. Goes back behind square. Should be cut off just for 1 there, and is. So a tight spell here for the Kenyans. They've the last 9 deliveries have only gone for 8 runs, and there's been a wicket. So they're applying a bit of pressure here on the South Africans. Following the wicket of Juandre Johnson, the runs have slowed up a little bit, but what can JG Adendorf do? Hits it out to the offside, but again, that's just a single out there to Dominic Wasonga in the deep. So it's excellent play from the Kenyans. Hiran Viraya, 2 balls left of his spell. Can he get a wicket here? Crucial wicket of either Dan Poulton or Adendorf. Poulton hits that again out to the covers. That's just going to be a single. Good play here from the Kenyans, keeping it tight. They've had a good spell the last 3 overs. We're thinking at one point that South Africa would have been looking up at about 180, 190 mark, but that's looking quite far now. Ball goes through the batsman. Dot ball to end Hiran Viraya's spell. And a good spell, 4 overs, none for 27. So AJ Herani and Hiran Viraya both completing their 4 over sets for 27 runs for Viraya, 1 for 28 for AJ Herani. They're bringing on their tightest bowler to try and keep the pressure applied here, Dominic Wasonga. He's only got 1 over left, but he's only gone for 14 runs off his first 3 overs. 1 for 14 for Dominic Wasonga. Kenya would dearly love him to get another one. Then we'll have Akoth probably bowling the last over. Jamin Patel also still has an over. I'd imagine he's going to bowl the 19th. Dan Poulton on strike, 3 off 3 balls so far. The big wicket is the man the other end who's well set. 41 off 25 balls and 4 boundaries. JG Adendorf had a terrific innings so far. Wasonga to bowl the first ball of his spell. First ball, the final over of his spell, I apologise. Fielder coming in quite slow. He looks like he may be picking up a bit of an injury out there in the deep. I'm not sure who that is. Slight limp coming in. So if we look at this field setting, there's a very wide third man, well, on the 45 really, on the boundary. Then there's a deep cover point fielder, Martin Akoth at wide long off. Then there's a wide long on, no one really straight, a deep mid wicket and deep backward square leg as Wasonga comes in. Straight down the ground, that's where the gap is. Akoth comes around quickly, manages to keep it in. Athletic fielding from Akoth, terrific work, had to jump up in the air, stop that one-handed. Excellent fielding in the deep from Martin Akoth, turns a certain 4 into 1. Crucial stuff there for the Kenyans. That's the kind of pressure that needs to be kept on South Africa if Kenya are going to keep the South Africans to a achievable total. Songa comes in again. Bit shorter, saw the batsman coming. Hiran Viraya comes in very quickly, cuts that down to 1. Good work here from the Kenyans. They've been excellent these last 3 to 4 overs. They'll be hoping that they can keep this pressure on until the end of the innings. Score now 132 for 2. Good play from the Kenyans. Wasonga coming in against the South African captain Dan Poulton. Beautifully played off his legs, just drifts down the leg side, and that's the first boundary that we've seen in a while. Bit of release of the pressure valve there for South Africa. They needed that for. Wasonga drifted too much down the leg side. He'll be disappointed with that. 1 ball left in his spell. He's only gone for 22 so far. Desperate for a wicket here to finish on a high. 11 balls left in this innings. Score 136. At one stage we were thinking South Africa could be on for around 180 when they had all the wickets in hand and were around 90 at the turn. Kenya have done well in this second set. Slightly short. That's going to be 6 runs. Right over the long on fielder. He really got hold of that. Dan Poulton on the charge now. So a disappointing end to an excellent spell for Dominic Wasonga. Until those last 2 deliveries, he had only gone for 18 runs, but the 4 and the 6 have changed his figures dramatically. 4 overs, 1 for 28. So 3 bowlers that have completed their figures so far, all remarkably similar. Wasonga 1 for 28, Hiren Varaya none for 27, and AJ Herani 1 for 28. So all going for either 27 or 28 runs. Remarkably similar figures. Interesting. Martin Akoff to bowl the second last over, which will expose Jamin Patel to be the last bowler. We have a very straight long off here, a wide long on, a deep square leg. 4 on the offside now, so they're using the power play here. Kenya Akoff right outside the off stump, falls short of the fielder, but good use of the power play there. So we've got a wide third man almost on the 45. Then we've got a deep point, then we've got a deep extra cover, a straight long off, a wide long on, and a deep square leg. Akoff in his last over, 3.1 overs, none for 26 for him so far. Can he keep it outside the off stump? Slower ball. Has he got hold of that? He has. Is that going to go over Hiren Varaya's head? It does. Wasn't quite back on the boundary there, Hiren Varaya. I'm not sure if that was tactical, but if he'd been on the boundary, there could have been a chance there. But he was in about 10 yards. Dan Poulton with his second 6 moves on to 22 off 8. So now a bit of the release of the pressure for the South Africans. The last 4 deliveries going for 17 runs, including 2 maximums. Koff will be desperate for this wicket of the dangerous South African captain Dan Poulton. Koff in. Short again. He goes hard down the ground. That will go to the captain here in Varaya. Gets it in quickly. Excellent fielding from Varaya in the deep. So just a single there. 2 balls left in the over. 7 balls left in the innings. Run rate just over 8 and over. 150 for 2 after 18.3 overs. Outside off stump. Too wide there from Akoff. Gifts a run to South Africa, who you just sense has had a real uplift in this momentum shift. 2 balls left as Akoff spell. Comes in again. Outside off. Hits that hard, but that's going to go straight to the cover fielder, who picks it up cleanly. Quickly back in. Only the single there. Hit almost too well. Adendorf moves on to 45 not out off 29. He's 1 hit away from a retirement now, but this is the danger man, Dan Bolton. He's only faced 9 balls, Bolton. He's already hit 2 of them for 6. Can he hit another one? He goes down, doesn't quite get hold of that. Hiren Varaya will be coming in. They should come back for 2 here, and they do. Comfortable 2. That brings an end to the 19th over. Score now 154. 154 for 2, 1 over left. Jamin Patel, pressure on the last bowler to bowl the last over. I thought that Martin Akoff could be the one that was going to bowl the last over, but it's Jamin Patel. Akoff's spell finishes 4 overs, none for 37. Adendorf, 45 off 29 at the moment. 4 boundaries. Dan Poulton, 25 off just 10 balls. He's hit a 4 and 2 maximums. One over left. What can South Africa get to here? 154. Jamin Patel's first ball on the money. Chase it, going to pick up. Doesn't even throw down the stumps. Good start to last over from Jamin Patel. 155. South Africa will be targeting over 170 here. Kenya will be happy if they can keep them down to about 165. Patel comes in. Outside off. Great bowling from Jamin Patel. Goes back past the bowler. Hiran Varaya keeps it to a single. So 3 balls left in the South Africa innings. 156 for 2. Excellent match here. Kenya have bowled and fielded superbly to keep a talented South African side down to a reasonable total at this stage anyway. Comes down the wicket, hits down the ground. It's going to go straight to Hiran Varaya, picks it up cleanly, so just a single there. So it's a good last over so far for the Kenyans. Just 3 singles off it. They've reined it in after those 2 sixes that came in quick succession. Jamin Patel needs to hold it together now just for 2 more deliveries. Reminder that if a last ball is hit for 6, it's worth 12 as a home run. Patel comes in. Second last delivery of the South African innings. Beautiful full ball. Squeeze down the third man. They're going to try and come back for the second. The throw comes into the keeper's end and he's running. Oh! Shubham Jadhav wasn't behind the stumps, so what looked like it was going to be a dead set run out ends up gifting a second to the South Africans. Dan Poulton moves on to 28 off 12 deliveries. It's the last ball. Poulton can hit this for 6, it'll be a home run. Patel in, he's gone hard, he's got hold of it. Varaya comes round, it's not going to reach the boundary, it's not going to be a home run. Throws it back in. Poulton disappointed, he had the chance, he thought as he hit that he could have had the home run. Instead it was just 2. But it was a fine effort from Dan Poulton. 30 runs from 13 deliveries, 1 4 and 2 sixes. Supported ably by JG Adendorf. 47 not out from 31 balls, including 4 boundaries. Earlier, Gerald Pike hit a 27 ball 50. Run rate just over 8 and over. 161 for 2. It's everything to play for in this match. South Africa against Kenya, and Kenya have it all to do now. They've got to go out there and they've got to show that they've got the batting that scored over 200 against Singapore yesterday, not the batting that capitulated against the Australians on Tuesday. Only a win will do for the Kenyans to keep them in with a chance of the semi-finals now. So we'll be joining you once again in probably 5 or 6 minutes for the second innings, so don't go anywhere. Got a cracking game on the cards here between South Africa and Kenya.
I'll come back to Simba. Kenyan run chase. Brian Ellis opening the bowling for South Africa. Speedster generates good pace. It's going to be a tough ask this for Kenyan batsman. Chasing 160. Tripped. Hope he's okay. He's losing his footing. So opening the batting for LMS Kenya, Prasanth Srinivas and Shabam Jadhav. Slashed away into the gap, went like a tracer bullet into the point boundary. What a shot there by Shabam Jadhav. Brian Ellis just missing his length. Slashed away. There is a man on the cover boundary. Just be a single. So Jadhav looks in ominous form. So Sheldon Munguru, I bowl a second over here. Get down to deep square leg, just be a single. So the current run rate, maths, Kenya need 153 runs off 94 balls. So we're going to miss there. Sheldon Munguru generating a bit of pace here. Nicely played down the ground. Good fielding there by Lisejo. It's wide. Nicely played by Jadhav. Pushed out to mid wicket. There's no one there. They'll get back for two. Excellent running. Looking shot there by Jadev. Out to extra cover. So 2 overs complete. The score is 14 for naught. LMS Kenya needing 148 from 90 balls. So it looks as if South Africa are going to use 3 bowlers in 1 over, 2 over spells. Seen this before from Masagami. So Lesego Kaklabana into the attack. Quality all rounder.
So apologies for the delay in the commentary there, that was just a bit of a changeover. Ross Kaywood skipping back over the 6-lane highway to Nairobi Gymkhana to help out with a bit of commentary over there in the other game, the Kenya under-23 match against Pakistan. That's all to play for here. Lining up to potentially be a fantastic match here. South Africa, one of the tournament favourites, bowling against the Kenyans. Kenya bowled exceptionally well, fielded well to restrict the South Africans to 161 for 2 off their 20 overs. At the turn, South Africa probably would have been hoping for more like 175, and they were 89 for none at the turn. But the Kenyans bowled really well in the back end, despite a late assault by Dan Poulton, 30 off 13 balls. Let's watch this as Brian Ellis bowls his second over. Prasant Srinivas with a single. Shubham Jadhav started well, 15 off 10 balls so far. Gerald Pike set up the South African innings with 50 from 27 balls. J.G. Edendorf, 47 from 31, not out. And then the late assault by Dan Poulton, 30 off 13, boosted the South African total late up to 161. Great ramp shot there, flying down to the fine leg boundary. Well played by Shubham Jadhav. He moves on to 19 off 11 balls. Clever shot there. And we've seen the pace also of Sheldon Mungru, one of the quicker bowlers in this tournament. And over also so far for Lesego Coco Labana. Ellis, 2 balls left in his over. You've got a straight long off, a long on, a deepish square leg, and on the offside they're playing the power play with a wide third man, a deep point and a deep cover. Ellis comes in, on the offside it goes in the air, that could be a chance. South Africans come in and they take the catch excellently. A big wicket, and they've got a double play. Unbelievable. Absolute hammer blow for the Kenyans. Prasant Srinivas was ball watching there in the middle of the field. They're not used to the double play rule. Absolute horror there for the Kenyans. They got off to such a good start. 30 for none after 3.3 overs turns to 30 for 2 after 3.4 overs. A massive moment in this game with that double play and both openers having to depart. Desperately disappointing. Shubham Jadhav fell into the trap of the power play with the fielders in the deep. Got hold of it really well, but it went right down the throat of Juandra Johnson, who was up quickly, alert to the chance of the double play, threw it in no time. Prasant Srinivas had to go as well. Desperately disappointing for the Kenyans. They're now 30 for 2 after 3.4 overs. The new batsmen to the crease are Samath Patel and Jamin Patel. Reminded that all this Kenya side have been selected from the Rhino Cup charity tournament. Played up at Old Pettisu every June. Great charity tournament raising funds for rhino conservation. 2 pitches made in the savannah in mid to late June each year. Teams come in from all around the world to partake in that wonderful tournament. And these Kenyans have all been selected from that side, but they don't play the double rule up at the Rhino Cup, so it's a new rule for this team as it called out Prasant then. Samath Patel down the ground to long off. Mungru off the mark. Jamin Patel, a Meru Cricket Club player from the northeast of the country. Had a 6-hour drive from Nairobi, Meru, up on the east side of Mount Kenya. Lovely part of the country, but he's down here in Nairobi to be a part of this LMS World Cup 2024. Brian Ellis back on to bowl his third over. Crucial wicket in his last over. Sorry, apologies. Brian Ellis finishes that over. 1 for 16 off his 2, and that was a massive double play there. The new bowler, Ihan Grobler, on to bowl now. Right arm round the wicket. Tossed it up there. Samath Patel hits it down to long off. Jamie Patel to face his first ball. Second delivery from Globler. Comes around. Stumps. Played through. Dot ball to start Jamie Patel's innings. And again, play and miss, so pressure building on the Kenyans here. After that double play, they were looking good. And then the double play, single dot. Got hold of that one, Jamie Patel squeezed out to point. South Africa quickly round, just a single. Yeah, Grobler round the wicket again, toss it up, hit hard down the ground, but that's going to go straight to long on. Good fielding there, out in the deep. Tidy first over from Ian Grobler, just goes for 3 runs. Pressure on the Kenyans after that double play, but they got plenty of time to rebuild, just 5 overs gone. 34 for 2, 15 overs, 120 runs, 128 runs required from 15 overs. Victory target is 162. You're going to see the pace again of Sheldon Mungaroo. Mungaroo into Samath Patel, who uses pace down towards point. It's just going to be a single there though. Sense this could be a big 3 or 4 overs here in the context of this game. Kenya have got to keep up on track, not get too far behind now. Ball back to the bowler. Dot ball there again. Bit of early pressure building on Jamin Patel. 1 off 4 balls so far. Mungaroo comes in. Good heat there outside off stump. They're going to come back for 2. This could be a chance for a run out. They asked the question. It looks like he's just got in there. Quick running in the end from Jamin Patel. So 3 off 5 balls. Pressure on Jamin Patel here. He's had a few dot balls already. Quick South African fielding, keeping the pressure on. Can sense the pressure building on Kenya here. They need a release point somewhere. They've got to try and find a boundary. It's all South Africa at the moment. When you look at the last 10 balls ever since the double play, really turned the match on its head after a strong start from the Kenyan openers. Mungaroo comes in, outside off to the cover fielder. Just a single there. Pressure being squeezed on the Kenya side here. 1 ball left in the second over. 38 for 2. Last ball of the 6th over. Mungaroo in. Samath Patel gets that cleanly out the bat. It's only going to be 1. Don't think they're going to come back for the second. They won't risk it. So 39 for 2 after 6 overs. Kenya need a big over, and a big over quite soon. When we look at the last 10 deliveries, 3 dot balls in there. Only 8 runs scored since the double play. 8 runs scored in the last 11 deliveries. 2 wickets lost, both the openers and the same ball. Two new batsmen at the crease. A lot of pressure on here. High intensity from the South Africans. So the wicket taker Brian Ellis back into the attack for his 3rd over. Batsman facing Samath Patel. Alistair Patel. Big swing. No connection there. Another dot ball. Kenya's got to play some thinking man's cricket here. They need to get bat on ball. Try and pierce the gaps. Not try and go for 6 every ball. They can't be doing with dot balls. Ellis, 2nd ball of his 3rd over, comes in. Shortish. It's just going to be a single out there. The point, they may try and come back for 2, and they do. Good running from the Kenyans. Nicely played into the gap there from Samath Patel. Moves on to 7 from 7 deliveries. Batted well yesterday against Singapore. Patel hit some huge 6s in his 50 yesterday. So Kenya will be needing him to do the same today against South Africans. Brian Ellis comes in, third ball of his third over, good bouncer there. $121 runs needed from 67 balls. It's almost up to 2 a ball required now. Pressure building. They need a release point, the Kenyans. Fourth ball of Brian Ellis's third over. Comes in once again to Samath Patel. Another play and miss. Third dot ball in the over. This is a great over from Brian Ellis. Only 3 off it. Only 2 off it, I apologise, so far with 3 dot balls. Last delivery of the 7th over. 41 for 2 the score. Keeper's up to the stumps. Patel hits it to cover. It's just going to be a single there. Another tight over from the South Africans. 42 for 2 after 7 overs now. Ian Grobler to come back into the attack. Required run rate rising now up to 9.2. Once it starts getting over 10, that's when it gets really difficult. The actual run rate down to 6. It was well up during the opening partnership thanks to Shubham Jadav's quick fire 19. So Ian Grobler to bowl round the wicket. Once again, Samath Patel on strike. Hits that hard down to Brian Ellis in the deep. It's just going to be 1. So we look at the field here. We've got a straightish long on, a wide long off, deep mid wicket, deep backward square leg, wide third man almost on the 45, and a deep cover point, deep extra cover. Another dot ball for the Kenyans. Pressure building with all of these dot balls. The 4th dot ball in the last 7 deliveries. They can't be affording that. They've got to get bat and ball. Keep the runs ticking. Pressure rising here. Grobler around the wicket. Shorter, flatter. Punted into the leg side by Jamin Patel. Moves on to 5. Kenya will be desperate for a boundary here to release the pressure a bit. 2 balls left to Grobler's over. Comes in again. Quicker ball again. Pushed it into the leg side. That's just going to be a single. Thought it was just going to be a single, but a misfield has gifted a 2nd run to Kenya. Samath Patel moves on to 11. Last delivery of Ian Grobler's 2nd over. Tosses that one more. Well played by Samath Patel. 3rd man running after it. Has it got enough legs to go all the way? It's a quick fielder down there. He'll get hold of it. Cuts it off for 2. Well fielded there in the deep. So 2 to end the over. 9 runs from Ian Grobler's first 2 overs. 13 off 13 deliveries. Samath Patel. 48 for 2 of 8 overs. South Africa were well ahead at this stage of their innings, but they were reined in the second 10 by Kenya, who managed to keep them down to 161, which they would have been pretty happy with, but at the moment it's all South Africa. Too many dot balls from Kenya, the result of increasing South African pressure. Jamin Patel on strike. Got on 5 from 8 balls so far. Brian Ellis to complete his 4-over spell. Puts it short, it goes up in the air, that should be a catch. Mid-wicket coming in. Drops short, well short. The fielders were on the boundary. The ball only dropped just off the square in the end. Frustrating from the South Africans, but you can also sense the frustration there from Jamin Patel. He knows that he's got to start increasing his strike rate here. He needs a boundary from somewhere. You can sense that with that shot. Trying to target that mid-wicket boundary. What's he going to do here? Brian Ellis in for second delivery of his last over. Outside off stump, another dot ball. Excellent stumping there. Very quick hands. Unbelievable stuff from the wicket-keeper. Up to the pace bowler. Just slightly out of his crease, Jamin Patel. And Gerald Pike, in a heartbeat, boom, stumped him just like that. Fantastic wicket-keeping there from Gerald Pike. Jamin Patel departs, 7 from 10 balls. Brian Ellis now 2 for 21, and wow, the big fast bowler getting a stumping up to the stumps. That's really quite something. We just have a look now at what's happening over in the other ground at Gymkhana, LMS Pakistan. They're batting first against the Kenya under-23 side, who we saw earlier at Simba Union. They're playing a double header today, so they're playing now over at the National Stadium, Gymkhana. They're doing very well. They've got Pakistan at 64 for 5 after 11.1 overs. 3 wickets for John Evayo. 3 for 7 for John Evayo over there. So terrific stuff from the Kenya under-23 side in their final pool game, looking to bow out the tournament with a high. Well, here we've got South Africa versus Kenya at Simba Union. Another international ground here, Simba Union, across the road from the National Stadium, Gymkhana. New batsman now, Dominic Wasonga. He's a very quick runner between the wickets. He'll be trying to target 2s, but then the South Africans are also very quick in the field, so it's going to be a good contact. Brian Ellis. 3 balls left of a terrific spell, 2 for 21 from 3.2 deliveries. Into the offside. Are they going to try and come back for 2 straight up? No, they won't. They go hard for the first run, but it's not quick enough. Wasonga off the mark with a single. 2 deliveries left in Brian Ellis's spell. It's been a wonderful spell, the highlight of which has been that stumping from the keeper, which even took his teammates by surprise. I don't think anyone realised how quick those hands were, up to the fast bowler, and in no time the bails were off. Terrific stuff. So will Ellis try the other bouncer again? The keeper's up, Pike. 2 deliveries left of Ellis's spell. Played into the offside. They're running quickly. Are they going to try and come back for 2? They need the 2 and actually make it comfortably. Well run from Kenya. Samath Patel moves on to 15. He hit a 50 yesterday, and we saw after he had faced about 25 balls, some of the 6s he hit were massive, so he'll be hoping, well, Kenya will need that to happen today for them to have any chance in this game. At the moment it's drifting away from them. Ellis to finish his spell. Down in the deep, potentially a chance there, but he played it safe, ensured that it didn't go for a boundary. Be interested to know what's going to happen in the South African fine session later. I'd say from my commentator's angle that was potentially a refusal there. Bounced about 5 yards in front of him. He had enough time to move forward and get both hands to that. Played it safe, ensured there wasn't a boundary, kept the pressure on Kenya. Excellent spell from Brian Ellis, comes to an end. 2 for 25 from his 4 overs. He's bowled 4 of the first 9 overs. 2 massive impact moments in the game with a double play and then also a stumping from Gerald Pike. Going to bring the skipper, Dan Poulton, into the attack. Really boosted the South African total earlier with his 30 off 13 at the end of the innings. Poulton in to bowl his first delivery, the 10th over. Just kept out there by Samath Patel. Kenya could ill afford Samath Patel getting out anytime soon. They need him to become the set batsman. Having lost both their openers, the talismanic openers, to a double play. Screws off, the fielder comes round, takes it down. That's a big wicket there. Samath Patel, knowing that he had to hit a few big shots, couldn't quite get hold of that one. Screwed it out to backward. Well, it was more of a wide third man who came in quickly and held it very well. Third wicket down for Kenya, fourth wicket down, I apologise, for Kenya. Score 54 now, 9.2 overs, they've got a mountain to climb. Disappointing for the top three for the Kenyans, they all got starts. Prasant Srinivas out for 11, Jadav out for 19 and Samath Patel out for 16. Kenya needed one of them to go on. Prasant in particular will be desperately disappointed. Tricked by the double play rule. Three deliveries left of the first 10 overs. South Africa well on top in this must-win game for Kenya. It's looking at the moment like South Africa and Australia are going to be the two teams to go through from this pool, but it's not over yet. Kenya still need 108 runs from 53 balls, so effectively 2 a ball. They've got 4 wickets in hand and both these batsmen are good batsmen. Everyone in the side can bat, so again, Joe, the wicketkeeper, up to the stumps, keeping the pressure on the new batsman. AJ Herani, again, someone who can hit huge sixes. Kenya are going to need that. Just a dot ball there, builds the pressure. 108 now needed off 52 balls. Dan Bolton in again. Onto the pads of AJ Herani, out to mid-wicket, just for a single. Terrific first over here from Dan Bolton, just 1 run off it. He's got a crucial wicket as well, that one of Samath Patel. Overcast conditions here in Nairobi, Kenya. Dot ball to finish a terrific over from Dan Bolton, and a great first set of 10 from South Africa. Kenya reading, they're on the ropes at the moment. 55 for 4 after 10 overs, switch of ends. Both new batsmen at the crease. 1 run for each off 2 deliveries. All to do for Kenya. They've scored 55 off the first 10 overs, but they now need 107 off the second 10 overs. So a mountain to climb here if they're going to overcome South Africa. This must-win game for them. Over on the other field, their younger counterparts are doing a lot better against Pakistan. First delivery here of the 11th over, beautifully hit down the ground, but long off is there. So Coco Labana's first delivery of his second over, hit down the ground for 1 by Herani Rabji. Moves on to 2. Long way to go for the Kenyans. Coco Labana comes in again. Quick outside the off stump. Punted into the offside. Fielders coming round. They should be able to come back for 2 easily, and they do. Wasonga picks up 2. The under 23s, the Kenya under 23s, got LMS Pakistan at 83 for 5 on the other field after 14 overs. 3 wickets for John Ivayo. The under 23s, having lost their 3 games so far, looking to bow out on a high with victory over the Pakistani side, but Pakistan trying to mount a recovery now. They've still got 6 overs to bat, so they can still get a competitive total on the board. The Sego Coco Labana comes in for South Africa. Quick ball on the pads, hit down towards long on. They really need a pressure release point here, Kenya. It's a long time, it seems, since they've hit a boundary after a wonderful start from the 2 openers, Prasant Srinivas and Shubham Jadhav, which was brutally ended by a double play. Dominic Wasonga on strike. 1 ball left in the 11th over. Another tight over from South Africa. Koglabana comes, goes down the leg side there, so much needed wide for Kenya. So the Sego Koglabana has another chance for a wicket here, comes in on the pads. Played in the leg side by Dominic Wasonga. They're only going to get 1 there. Quick South African fielders again. 62 for 4 after 11 overs. Exactly 100 runs required now, but from only 45 balls. Real task for Kenya. So 11 overs here in this crucial South Africa versus Kenya game. Kenya reeling at the moment, 62 for 4. Dominic Wasonga and AJ Herani trying to rebuild the Kenyan innings. They've lost the top 4 already. Prasant Srinivas unluckily out to a double play. After Shubham Jadhav was caught in the deep on the offside, and 19 off 12 balls. Samath Patel was looking good before he departed for 16. Jamin Patel was dumped for 7. Lightning reactions from the wicketkeeper, and now we have Wasonga and AJ Herani trying to rebuild for Kenya. He's hit that one hard. Has he got enough of it? Excellent play. In the end, just a 4. He jumped up in the air to prevent the 6 there in the deep. Managed to get enough of a hand on it to keep it from going for 6 and becoming a 4 instead, but not enough to be able to take the wicket. Good power there from Herani. Kenya really need him to go on and stay in here. Good shot there, where's that gone? To the mid-wicket man on the deep, but that's just a single. Moves on to 8 off 6 balls, AJ Herani. 3 balls gone in the 12th over. 94 needed from 42 balls. The required rate mounting for Kenya, ball by ball. They really need a release point. Screws that off the edge of his bat, no one's going to get there. Fielder coming round, they should be able to come back for 2, and they do. Good running from Wasonga. Last ball of the 12th over. Dominic Wasonga looking around the ground, trying to see where the gaps are against this tight South African bowling unit. Down the leg side. And they're running as well. The ball's gone down the other end. Going to come back for 2. They're going to risk it. And they do, and it's gone through him. Well, a bit messy there from the South Africans, so wide down the leg side that they ran in the end 2 byes. The wicketkeeper tried to throw down the bowler's end. So a gift of 3 runs there to Kenya. Wasonga on strike now. Dan Poulton plays it carefully into the leg side. Brings an end to the 12th over. South Africa well on top here. Kenya just can't find their way out. They've only hit 1 boundary in I think the last maybe 7 overs. Dan Poulton completes 2nd over, 1 for 13. Not very well so far. Brian Ellis already completed with a spell, 4 overs, 2 for 25. Then 2 overs apiece for Sheldon Mungru, Lesego Kokolabana, Ian Grobler and Dan Poulton, the captain who we just saw bowling. Now we have Lesego Kokolabana on to bowl his 3rd over. Wasonga plays a short ball to long on. (14 off 11 now for Wasonga. AJ Herani looking like the man who could be the one to hit the 6s that Kenya so much need. Great delivery there, coming down towards the commentary box. So let's just for a second. Apologies for the delay. Almost caught that one in the chops. Safely back to the field of play now. Well played by AJ Herani there. Beautifully worked off his legs with pace. He moves on to 12 off 7. He's batting with intent here, Herani. Kenya really need him. Shorter ball, terrific bowling and pace from Lesego Kokolabana. What a response to the boundary. Bit of chin music through to the keeper. Kenya need more than 2 a ball now. A real uphill battle for them now. Kokolabana and again AJ Herani hits that out to deep. Is that going to be a catch? No, it's gone in the gap. So Kenya with a much needed release point there. They needed 4s. The pressure just mounting. They still need 79 from 36 balls. That's over 2 runs a ball. But Herani beginning to look the part. 16 off 9 balls now with 3 boundaries. Still 1 ball to go and Kokolabana's over. A better over here for Kenya. It's gone for 10 so far with 1 ball left. But they need more than that. They need a few maximums. They need a massive over to try and haul themselves back into contention. The required run rate now 11 and over. Plays into leg side. That's just going to be the single. Quick Ian Grobler picks it up. He's not going to give away 2 there. So a single to finish a good over for Kenya as AJ Herani moves on to 17 from 10 balls. He's hit 3 boundaries. Score now 84 for 4 after 13 overs. 7 overs left, 78 required. About 11 and over required now, so it's still achievable. But they're 4 wickets down, Kenya. AJ Herani on strike. Big Dan Poulton comes in down the leg side. He'll be frustrated with that. Such a tight first over, and he got the wicket then as well. Try again for his first delivery of the 3rd over. Poulton, the South African captain, comes in. Hit back down the wicket. That's just going to be a single to long off. Where is this big over, or 3 big overs, going to come from for Kenya? They've only got 7 left. They really need 3 of these overs to be massive overs to stand any chance in this game now, you'd say. Poulton comes into Wasonga. Nice cut shot out to the deep. Should just be the single. Hit it too well, so just a single out there. Herani looks to be the man that could go big enough to haul Kenya back into contention. Hit 3 boundaries already. Strike rate of 158 for his 19. And that is huge from AJ Herani. In the end, it was almost a catch as the long off fielder came round quickly. Jumped up in the air, he couldn't quite get there, but he had a glimmer of a chance just as it was hanging in the air, but Herani has got enough on it, so that's now a maximum to accompany his 3 fours. He's now moved on to 25 off 13 balls. 69 required from 32. Wonderful shot there from Herani. Will Grobler be able to get round to it? He's diving down. Terrific work from Grobler in the deep. He's covered himself in flour. Excellent stuff. Just the 2 runs. Wonderful stuff from Ian Grobler in the deep. Terrific dive into all the lime on the serve. He's covered in white now, but boy was that worth it. Turns 4 into 2. Excellent commitment from the South African. His captain comes in again to bowl to AJ Herani, who does the same again. This one could be a catch out in the deep. No, it's gone into the gap. Can Grobler get there? He can't get there this time. AJ Herani has pierced the gap in the field. So now Kenya have hit 12 off the last 3 deliveries. AJ Herani moves on to 31 off 15 balls, 3 fours and a 6. Is there a twist in this tail yet? This could be the first of the big overs that we've just seen. 15 off the over there from Kenya. Dan Poulton 3 overs, 1 for 28 now. Kenya in with a glimmer. Move their run rate up to 7 and over. They're now 99 for 4 after 14. 63 needed from 30 balls, so still more than 2 a ball needed. Still an incredibly difficult ask, but that last 3 balls has at least given them a glimmer of hope when it looks to have been fading pretty rapidly. Mungru comes back into the attack. Wide outside off stump. A few freebies being given to the Kenyans now. Sheldon will be furious with himself over that. His first 2 overs only went for 11 runs. Bowled exceptionally tightly so far as a quick South African fast bowler. Sheldon Mungru comes in again. Uses the pace there. That's not going to be enough. Long on. Can't quite get in for it. It goes to him. What's happened there? Just a misfield. Well, Wasonga was on strike. He didn't quite get enough of it, even with the pace of Mungru. Almost seems to be a misjudgment out there at long on. Maybe lost the white ball in the clouds. In the end, it was a misfield. Didn't quite get there. Hard down the ground to long on. That should just be a single. Takes it cleanly, returns it quickly. Single there. So 3 balls left. What can AJ Herani do? We saw his power in the last over. 31 off 15. Can he produce another 6? He's gone towards long on. Doesn't quite get enough on it. Long on fielder, again a misfield. They'll just get the 2 there. Not enough though. Kenya need 4s and 6s here. Herani 33 off 16. 2 balls left of Mungru's 3rd over. 14.3 overs. 105 for 4 Kenya. Herani hits that hard into the cover gap. There's no one there, so that's 4 runs all the way. Excellent batting here from AJ Herani from out of nowhere. Kenya have a glimmer of hope, and that hope is AJ Herani. He moves on to 37 off 17 now. Terrific batting from Herani. 5 fours, 1 6 now. 53 off 26 balls now required. A boundary or a 6 off this last ball would really give Kenya a bit of genuine hope. It looked like they were down and out, but now they just need 53 from the last 5.1 overs. All to play for here at Simba Union in Nairobi, Kenya, as Kenya battle for their lives in this tournament. They need to win this game to stay in the tournament. Herani has hit that. He hasn't got hold of it. That should be a catch. It's gone up in the air. No, it falls short of the long on fielder. They're coming back for two. Goes over the bowler and almost run out at the keeper's end. So two to end the over, and another decent enough over for Kenya, but not quite enough. How many they get off that over? 12 runs. But at this stage, that's only just enough. They've got 15 and 12 off the last two overs. They need another big over from somewhere. After 15 overs, 111 for 4 for Kenya. Dominic Wasonga unbeaten on 19 off 15 deliveries. AJ Herani 39 off 18 balls. He's hit 5 fours and a 6. He's the key here. If he can get through quickly to his retirement and the Kenyans keep going hard and getting back in, there could be a chance. At the moment they need 2 runs a ball. 51 needed from 25 balls for Kenya to remain in this tournament. They've got a final pool match tomorrow, but they can't really do much about that. If they've lost this game, it's just going to be almost a dead rubber against the United Arab Emirates, but they'll be desperate for that not to be the case. Kenya could have got a single there, but weren't quite quick enough on it. Ian Grobler back on to bowl, and the dot ball to start. A bit messy there from the Kenyans. They had a single there if they wanted it. Grobler round the wicket again. Fires it in. Wasonga doesn't quite get hold of it. It's gone slow on the ground. They're only going to get the single there. Big hitting AJ Herani back on strike now. Kenya really need him to launch again. He's already got 1 maximum. 5 fours as well. Grobler comes round the wicket, darts that one in, and Herani plays it into the gap on the offside, beats the cover fielder all the way for 4. Excellent batting from AJ Herani. He moves on to 43 off 19 deliveries. Required 46 from 22 balls. The rest of the batsmen for Kenya, they've still got Martin Akoth and Hiran Viraya to come in. They'll be desperate for AJ Herani to get through to his 50, but that's just a dot ball. This is a good tight over from Ian Grobler here. Required run rate rising again, 46 from 21 balls now. Last ball of Grobler's over. Herani has gone massive. That is a huge 6 over mid wicket into the second floor of the clubhouse. Moves to 49 off 21 balls with his second 6. A wonderful innings from AJ Herani, who's really hauled Kenya back into contention in this game. They looked completely down and out a few overs ago, but AJ Herani had other ideas. He's moved on to 49 off 21 balls, 6 fours, 2 sixes, a strike rate of 233. Now required run rate of 10 and over, 40 needed to win from the last 4 overs, 4 wickets in hand. Kenya on the charge again. So 11 runs scored off that over, similar to the previous over. The one before that saw 15 runs being scored. But the trouble for Kenya is that AJ Herani only has 1 run left before he has to retire. He'll be desperate for that to be a 4 or a 6 to maximise that ball. Dominic Wasonga is batted well, 20 off 17, but he hasn't got a boundary yet. He's got to have that release point. He's got to try and up this strike rate now that he's got his eye in. Playing with the field here a bit, South Africa, just trying to ensure that Wasonga will be in strike next ball. And they will just get a single. They're going to go quickly though. Wasonga probably will come back for a second here and does. Excellent running as he made it. Very close. Good running there from Dominic Wasonga. Ensures that AJ Herani will be on strike for the start of the next over. Oh, sorry. It is the start of the over. So Wasonga, quick run to 22 off 18. 124 for 4 after 16.1 overs. got that to the leg side. Is it in the gap? Well fielded by the South Africans, just a single there. Stopped in the deep. Pakistan in the other game were bowled out on in their 20 overs for 118 by the young Kenyan side. Well bowled to John Evayo, 3 overs, 3 for 21. Straight down the ground there. Herani has retired in style with a maximum, straight down the ground. Well, another wicket there for the Kenyans. South Africa applying the pressure after the wicket of AJ Herani. Sorry, the retirement of AJ Herani, who had really given Kenya an excellent chance of success. But now South Africa turning the screw. Herani Varaya, the Kenya captain, coming to the crease here. 134 for 6 now. Kenya running out of time. They now need 28 off just 12 balls. Realistically, their only chance is to get AJ Herani back in as soon as possible. South Africa will be wanting to prevent that. South Africa looking on for it here. Kenya desperate for this win, knowing that nothing less than a win will do good for their chance in this tournament. They need a win to stay in semi-final contention. Beat Singapore yesterday, but had a big loss against Australia in their first game on Tuesday. Their younger counterparts are in action over at the Gymkhana National Ground across the road at the moment. Wow, Herani, AJ Rabji is now back in. That's just what Kenya need. They need him to have as much of the strike as possible, but a dot ball there isn't going to help. A serious over there with the double play coming in. Into the closing stages now. Just 10 balls. The South Africa versus Kenya game. All of Kenya's hopes are now on AJ Herani. His captain, Herani Varaya. He's also at the crease. What can Varaya do here? 80 caps for Kenya, 90 caps for Kenya even. Wide outside off stump, he does well to get bat on it. He's gone down there, he's not looking for the 2. He knows that his team's chances rely on the big hitting AJ Herani, who's on 55 after 23 balls, having come back from his retirement. But it's a huge ask for AJ. Even a batsman of his caliber. 26 off 9 balls required. 136 for 6, Kenya needing 162. Doesn't quite get hold of that, it goes out to deep. They're going to have to run fast. Fielder picks it up, he's going to have a chance here. It's a good throw in. Not good enough though. Herani gets the 2. He's more than doable. No, he now needs 24 off 8 deliveries. 3 runs a ball required. He needs a maximum from somewhere. Is that going to be the one? It goes straight down. It's going to long on. He knows he's got to get back. They're running for it just in case there was a mistake. And that's a run out for Herani, taking one for the team. It doesn't really matter now because it's all about the 4s and 6s. Herani gets a single there. Second was a run out. 138. Sorry, that'll be 139 for 6 now. 7 in fact. 23 needed off the last 7 deliveries. 2 balls of Sheldon Mungru's over. Gone for 27 so far from his 18 deliveries. He'll be wanting to finish tightly here, and he's bowling at the last man standing. Big AJ Herani. Problem with his bat. Just a bit of a delay in play. Seems to have sorted it pretty quickly. He's now on 58 of 25 balls. What a marvellous innings from AJ Herani. It's really kept Kenya in this game when they look down and out. Wonderful batting from the Meru Cricket Club player down in Nairobi, where he lives, is 6 hours away from Nairobi, so great to see him drive down to this tournament. He's hit 3 6s already and 6 4s. He needs 2 or 3 more of them, and that's relatively big. Has it gone into the gap? It has, so another 4 for AJ Herani. He moves on to 62 off 26 balls, but he needs a maximum from somewhere. 19 off 6. This is a big last ball of the penultimate over. Sheldon Mungru, 3.4 overs, none for 31. Big delivery for him here. AJ Herani going very well. 7 4s, 3 6s. Kenya's sole hope. Goes down the ground. Can he back that for 2? It's going to be tight here. Gets a good throw come in. Herani's going to be run out here, and it's going to be the match for South Africa. Great effort from AJ Herani. Tried to get back for 2. He's absolutely exhausted. Down on the ground. Absolutely gutted. 62 of 26 balls. Well, in the end it was 27 balls for AJ Herani, as Kenya have been bowled out for 143, losing by 19 runs, but that doesn't tell, or 18 runs, but that doesn't tell the whole story. This match was in the balance with Herani at the crease. Probably didn't need to risk that 2 there. He was seeing it like a beach ball. Could have backed himself to hit a couple more 6s, but in the end he tried to run the 2. Couldn't quite get back. Great throw in from the long on fielder. Brings an end to the Kenya innings. They've fallen 18 runs short in a thriller of a match. Doesn't quite tell us how close that match was with Herani at the crease. Excellent dig. They've been let down by 2 double plays, Kenya. They knew about the rule, they're just not well versed enough in it, and that's played in the favour of South Africa in this game. If we look at the bowling figures, Brian Ellis, 4 overs, 2 for 25. Sheldon Mungru, 4 overs, none for 31. Lesegro Kokalabana, 3 overs, none for 26. Ian Grobler, 4 overs, 1 for 22. Dan Poulton, 3 overs, 1 for 28. JG Adendorf, 1 over, none for 11. The Kenya batting scorecard, Prasant Srinivas, unlucky to get out as the extra in the double play, with Shubham Jadhav, his opening partner, being caught in the deep after a quick fire 19. Samarth Patel departed at number 3 for 16. Jamian Patel for 7. Dominic Wasonga had a good partnership with AJ Herani for his 25. Herani, the man of the moment. 62 runs from his 27 balls, gave Kenya hope. Martin Okoth and Herani at the end, bit of support. But the story all is about AJ Herani, well battered. Unfortunately, he couldn't get Kenya over the line. It was almost a thriller of a match. South Africa win by 18.